Hi, I'm Amit. I'm the narrative director and co-founder of Perfect Garbage Studios.
Hi, I'm Nikki. I'm the lead programmer on Grave Seasons with Perfect Garbage.
You guys, Grave Seasons, where did the idea for this game come from?
So everyone in the studio, we're all huge horror buffs, but not only that, we love cozy games, we love management sims. So we were looking for a way to really combine those two interests and really bring management and resource division and all those good things that people do love about farming sims into survival horror as well. So we really merged the ideas from there, and the rest was history.
So some of our big influences coming into the game are things like Harvest Moon, Save the Homeland, older farming sims. So we're wanting to bring some of those ideas into this space, merging them with the horror. Our game is really narrative driven, so it has an ending, it has a story that we're trying to take you through. So that's kind of where we're trying to go with the game.
So it's not just endless farming. I guess it can be if you really want it to be.
You can farm, but there will be consequences. The town is really responsive, so if you farm and you craft different methods, maybe those methods might help you deal with the killers that appear in town. All sorts of different ways to play.
So I always ask this when there's a farming sim coming out. It's like, what makes a cozy game cozy?
I think what makes a cozy game cozy is the feeling that you get when you're interacting with the world, that you can just relax, chill out, that maybe there's not that many consequences for what you're trying to do, that you've got all the time in the world, and we are trying to subvert that a little bit. We are trying to tell you that yes, you can choose to do that, but there will be consequences, and the world will change depending on whether you're trying to do that or whether you're not. So we're hoping that we are evoking those cozy feelings. We're hoping that it feels really good to plant, it feels really good to chop down a tree, and with the sound design, the animations, everything like that, that the game feels really nice to play and to live and exist in the world, but also that you feel the stress that there is a murderer in town, and you're going to have to interact with that at some point.
Preparation, I think, is what really makes a cozy game feel safe. So even though, physically maybe the various NPCs in town aren't totally safe, you as the player are able to prepare and deal with the situations that arise. That's what brings that coziness, for me at least. Yeah.
But so you guys are combining three different genres together that have never really been seen before. Was that difficult from a narrative perspective and from a coding perspective?
From a narrative perspective, we really just set out to tell really characterful, intriguing stories that make you want to learn more about the characters and about the world itself. And so for me, it's a natural fit. I love to write horror, but really bringing in some of those heartfelt stories as well to really twist the knife when things do happen is just part of the fun for me.
From a coding perspective, our game has a lot of branching world states. So like I said before, what you choose to do or choose not to do in the world is going to change the world. So if you spend your time farming and you don't interact with the town or the murderer, the world is going to change. So we're hoping that what you choose to do or what you choose not to do is really going to impact the town, and you're really going to feel that.
Do you guys have a favorite horror movie and why?
Ooh. So, hard to pick just one. A favorite for me personally is Ginger Snaps. It's a really cool and interesting werewolf movie that brings that emotion, brings that sense of pathos to the monster, but also is just a lot of fun and is incredibly gory in a way that's still gratifying as a genre fan. Yeah.
I'm much less of a horror fan than the rest of the team. I prefer a suspense thriller. So I'm a big fan of sort of older films, Hitchcock films, Rear Window, Vertigo, films like that. So I'm really loving bringing the more suspenseful thriller, the tense atmosphere into the game.
Is your game scary?
Yes. Yes.
How is it scary?
So, not scary in the way that maybe your traditional, Resident Evil game is scary, but there are moments that we really, really hope to invoke genuine fear. There will be moments of calm, but there are also specific murder attack moments where we really want to bring that tension and that genuine sense of fear for the people who you are trying to either protect or maybe let get attacked by the killer.
I think that one of the cool things we can do in pixel art is we can really lean into the more gory, the more visceral aspects of the game. And it's been really fun to explore that in pixel art. So you will see a little bit of that over here. You'll see a little bit of that in the trailer that we had come out today. So yeah, the game does genuinely have some pretty terrifying moments.
Now, the big $1 million question is, how did you get the attention of your publisher, Blumhouse Games?
Yeah, first of all, Blumhouse has been incredible to work with and to bring our ideas to. We actually chatted with them through social media, actually, first off. And then the relationship grew from there. They were interested in what we were creating, and so far it's been a great experience. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm into the good thing about Blumhouse. Obviously, they're horror. That's what they're interested in. The horror genre. We've got 6 games or more on their slate, that are all horror based. But they're also secretly really big farming sim fans. So they've also loved seeing every milestone we put out. They're our biggest champions.
What's a big misconception from an outsider looking at game development? Someone who knows nothing about game development, just plays games, especially in indie game development.
Yeah. I think there's an idea that if a game is cute, it's easy to make. And there's a lot of specific mechanical considerations that go into every game specifically. But a farming sim is about balancing that with narrative, with art, with various interlocking systems that go on in the background of the game. So yeah, everything's hard. Everything's an effort. But it's a worthwhile effort.
Nothing's easy.
No.
Easy. One of the cool things that we've been able to do on Grave Seasons is build some of our own tools to deal with the branching world states and all of the dialogue that's got to go into a farming sim and all the different systems that we have that are working together. So all the traditional systems that you find in a farming sim and all of the extra systems that we want to add to deal with the murder and the way the town changes. So it's really been just a big team effort.
When does your game come out, and what platforms are you aiming for at launch?
So our game comes out in 2026, and we are aiming for PC as well as all major consoles.
That's it, you got it.
Does that include Nintendo Switch 2?
Possibly.
I know it just came out, right? But your game, I feel like your game could run on regular Switch.
Yeah, genuinely, we recently had an announcement that covers all of the consoles and what's going to be coming next for you. So.
So stay tuned. Where can people find more information about these announcements? Discord, Twitter, Facebook, Steam page?
So you can find us on Instagram, Blue Sky, Twitter, as well as on our Steam page for sure. You can wishlist Grave Seasons right now on Steam, and also on Blumhouse Games social media too.
Yeah.